Wahyuni. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera, shalom, om swastiastu, namo buddhaya, salam kebajikan. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and distinguished guests. Welcome to Trisakti University to the guest lecture session today. Okay, before we'll start, I would like to say welcome to the Honorable Mrs. Dr. Lucky Adiati Pratomo MM as the head of the International Class Program, Faculty of Economic and Business, Trisakti University. And Mrs. Dr. Dian Octaviani SEME as the Secretary of the International Class Program, Faculty of Economic and Business, Trisakti University. And Mrs. Wahyuni Rusliana Sari SEME as our moderator today. And I would like to say a big thank you for joining this event, Idle the Financial Market Environment, with our guest lecturing today, Mr. Associate Professor Dr. MD Mahmoud Alam. And lastly, thank you to all participants of our event today. And I am Siti Adila Nafisa Gita, student of International Class Faculty of Economic and Business, Trisakti University. And now I am as a master of ceremony our event in this morning. Next, there will be a speech by Mrs. Dr. Lucky Adiati Pratomo MM as the head of the International Class Program. Please welcome Mem Lucky to give an opening speech.
Okay, thank you so much, Siti Adila. Again, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh for everyone. First of all, I just want to say thank you first to Prof. Mahmoud, who really wants to come and give us a guest lecture. It's really appreciate that Prof. Mahmoud have time to us for us so we can learn a lot from Prof. Mahmoud. So again, Prof. Mahmoud, thank you so much for your coming and for your time to teach us about the environment, financial environment. Is it right, Bu Wahyuni? Yeah, financial environment. Okay. And of course, thank you for Ibu Wahyuni who organized this meeting, this guest lecture to invite Prof. Mahmoud. Thank you so much. So all my students have the opportunity to learn from Prof. Mahmoud. And of course, thank you for Ibu Dian and Ibu Erna who are already here. Yeah, and thank you to all the students, to my student from class international and other students from other, maybe from other class and other university. Thank you for coming. I hope you can learn a lot from Prof. Mahmoud because I believe he has a lot of things to explain to you and very knowledgeable about this. So please don't feel afraid to ask questions to Prof. Mahmoud. Yeah. Prof. Mahmoud, our students usually very silent. They are afraid to ask questions. Yeah, so please, everyone, don't feel afraid. Prof. Mahmoud is a nice professor. Yeah, so I believe he will be happy to answer all your questions. Again, thank you, Prof. Mahmoud and Bu Wahyuni. Now I give time again back to Adila. Yeah, please, Adila.
Well, thank you, Mem Lucky, for the opening speech. Next, there will be a reading of the speaker CV by Mrs. Wahyuni Rusliana Sari, SEME, and continue with the presentation of material and question and answer session. To Mem Wahyuni, the floor is yours.
Okay, Siti, maybe we can take the picture first because Mem Lucky has to go to the hospital.
Yes.
Okay. Gloria, can you help me?
Yes, ma'am. So we will
take the picture.
Okay,
first.
everyone, please open
For
your
all
video.
the participants, please turn on the camera. One, two, three.
Already, Gloria?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Thank you.
Gloria. And back to Mem Wahyuni.
Yeah, okay, thank you, Mem Luki, for opening speech ceremony. May you go now because
No, I want to listen first about the
okay.
Prof. Mahmoud.
I just don't want to make you rush go to the hospital. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. I still have time.
Okay. Yes. Hello, everyone.
Talk to you again. Huh?
Yes, okay. Let me introduce myself. I'm Wahyuni, and then I will be held as the moderator in this section. Let me read of the biography of Dr. Mahmoud Alam, because I always call him like Dr. Mahmoud, so it's that him. Professor Mahmoud Alam is an associate professor of finance and a fellow at Economic and Financial Policy Institute in University Utara, Malaysia. He is also an associate fellow at University Teknologi Mara, Malaysia. He was a research fellow under the Adaptation Finance Fellowship Program, or AFFP, of Frankfurt School, Germany, and the Thailand Development Research Institute, Thailand. He is a certified financial planner and certified expert in climate adaptation finance. He has more than 300 publications, including 7 books and more than 150 journal articles. He has experience as an editorial board member of 10 international journals and a reviewer of more than 50 journals. He has more than 700,000 readers in different online repository platforms that position him among the top 1% most read academic author around the world. His current age index is 29 in Google Scholar with more than 3,800 citations. And this morning is up to 80, okay? He has received several awards from Elsevier, Emerald, Wiley, and Babylon. He has also been recognized as one of the top Bangladesh development research of the millennium by the BDRC USA. His research area include financial market, financial economics, Islamic finance and economics, sustainable finance, and sustainable developments. Yeah, okay. This is the short biography of Professor Mahmoud Mamluki.
Yes.
Want to,
wow, very in bahasa Indonesia, luar biasa. What is this? Amazing,
amazing.
Yeah? Amazing. Okay, so I'm so lucky to see you and to meet you, Prof. Mahmoud. Yeah, hopefully we can see each other soon. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, hopefully we will can also collaboration, and maybe we would like to invite you as one of part of our journal. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, and maybe we will make some workshop in the publication for the next time. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you again, Prof. Mahmoud. Now I will leave. My student, please enjoy the guest lecture today. Okay, see you. Bye.
Okay, see you.
Thank you, Prof. See you again, inshallah. Yes,
You, Meluki.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah, okay. Dr. Mahmoud, the time is yours. We have 1.5 hours for the lecturing and followed by the Q&A.
Can you see this slide?
Yes.
Okay. Can you hear me? Huh?
Yes, yes. How about the all the participants? Can you hear the speaker's voice clearly?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, maybe before Professor Mahmoud start lecturing, let me introduce my student, Prof. Mahmoud, because in international class, especially I have 14 students. Yes, maybe you can give the rank of the right by your raised hand, not your hand. I mean for the reaction. Yeah, yes. I think they attend already and they cannot wait to see you and cannot wait to learn from you. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Should I start?
Yes.
Okay, you have recording?
Yes.
Recording on? Okay.
Yes, recording on.
Bismillah, alhamdulillah, salatu wassalamu alaikum rasulullah. Assalamu alaikum and very good morning. My colleagues and friends and students and those who are listening. Thank you for joining today. And I'm also very thankful to the Trisakti University, especially the Faculty of Economics and Business, for inviting me to share some experience with you. And especially this course is on international, what is the course topic is? Course title?
Yeah, international class program.
International class program, okay. And so hope we can share some knowledge from both sides. And I hope students have very good knowledge. And I know students are very smart and they have wide knowledge, especially what is going on around, because they are the people surfing on the internet, social media, 24/7. And we are the old guy. We have not that much scope to see what is going around. So there are lots of things to learn from the student. And that's where we can share and grow our knowledge together. Okay, today the topic is very vast. That's on financial market information. Financial market is very broad and is lots of institutions consist in the financial market. And therefore, it's very difficult to give a touch on everything within 1 hour. So here I just give you some idea of what is going on the current market, especially focusing on the COVID-19. But the main concern should be the post-COVID. When the COVID started, we are very much worried about the health issues. And then it eventually affected the financial sector and economy. The economy was in very unrest condition, and similarly the financial institutions. But still we are in the COVID time. We hope inshallah the COVID will over very soon. And it is the prior time to think what will happen after the COVID time, the post-COVID case, rather than the COVID issue. We should be proactive. So some people, and there are three categories of people. Some people just wait what other people do. When everybody do, then I will do. Some people wait for initiate. They take the initiation. They initiate everything and become the leader. So other people follow them. And some people are visionary. They see in advance what is coming. They're not prompt as the second group, but they are the visionary. They design the future. So if you can design the future, you're the proactive visionary, then you can lead the other people. That's the way the leadership develops. The leader can see in future. Or the financial markets, if you can see the future, you can beat the market. So you can make extra profit from the market. That's the market. This is the way of market run. If you look the stock market or any other financial market, the market run in this way. People, those who can predict future, have good projection, can make money. And that's the thing we teach all the finance courses. But now, post-COVID is something different. we don't know what is going on. And this experience is new for us. So if you are a visionary, you can see what is going on and what will come in. So that's the way we should deal. Today, I give you some hints about how to look the post-COVID issues, especially the financial market. So if we look the financial system is a framework for describing a set of markets, organizations, individuals, and regulatory institutions. So all of them are engaged in a very complex way, and that consists of the whole market. So in the market, there are many players. So in the financial market, we see the other institutions, many institutions here, and these institutions include, suppose, the capital market, money markets, or commodity market, or the derivatives market, forex market. Now another is the crypto market. So these, and there are a few more markets out there, and these markets, as like as the other market, but now, or even before the COVID, the whole digitalization causes the market is not as like as the platform or physical market. So if we look the market definitions of market, it says a particular location where the buyer and seller come together and buy and sell their product. But now in the digital era, there is no particular place. It's all online. And the COVID-19 locked down us in our home as like as a caveman, as like the ancient time, the old people, or our previous ancestor is staying in the cave. We were like that. The only way we communicate the rest of the world is through online. And financial market and institutions also follow in that trend. So the basic role of financial system is channeling fund from surplus to the deficit unit. And this way the whole economy runs. So there are two groups, very minor concept. There's two groups in the economy. One group need money. Those who borrow money. They want to do some business, some activity, they need money. And another group, those who have savings and they have surplus, so they want to lend the money to the borrower. And in these cases, both those who have the savers, they're the tiny people, small savings. Suppose I have 100 ringgit savings, you have 200 ringgit savings, very small amount of savings. And those who are the borrower, they need large amount, millions, billions for their investment, expansion of business. And it is very difficult for them to come for a small saver to collect the fund. And therefore, an intermediary group arises. And that's the financial institutions. So different financial institutions give different sorts of service. Suppose banks give money collections and lending. Insurance give the risk transfer, risk allocation. Okay. So, and the other savings institution save the money. You need to save and grow your money. And investment institutions help you to invest your money for better growth. And these institutions are very efficient because they have a special group and they have lots of information. And information is very expensive. As an individual, it's not possible for me to collect all the information from all the borrower. Then I can decide who is the best person where I can invest my money. That's very difficult. Suppose I have only 1,000 amount savings. So this is a very small amount. For that amount, I cannot analyze lots of companies, their all the plan, projects, and their management, their capacity, and their financial status. This is very difficult for individual. But for the institution, it's very easy because they have a specialized unit. They collect all the data and they know they have the ranking and way to measure the risk and return. So in the financial field, we always measure two things, risk and return. This is not like the economics, where economics only measure the return. Okay, the maximization of your return. But in finance, we consider both maximizations of your return as well as minimize your risks. So we cannot separate these two, because these two are always parallel. And you must ensure that risks must be low and return must be high. They are negative relationship. And that's the thing we do in our life everywhere. And that's also linked with the personal individual capacity to deal with risks. Risks is very important thing and more important than the return part. Many cases, people are not able to tolerate extra risks. And risk is very dangerous. Nobody likes risks. Maybe I am happy to get low return, but I don't want extra risks. But some people are risk taker. They can take huge risks. And the risk is, if I give you an example, the level of risk, how can we tolerate? If you see the smuggling, so consider it is not illegal, okay, or consider it is allowed. Beyond the issue of the regulatory, some people take the risks to smuggling the drugs, and they know drugs is prohibited and the risk is life risk. If you catch with drug, you will sentence to the major penalty, death. Still, some people engaged in drug transmission. Why? They are taking the risks of their life. Not everybody cannot do it. People cannot take the risks of their life. But some people, very rarely, few, do it. Why? Because their risk-taking capacity is very high. And that risk, why they take excessive level of risk? Because they want excessive level of return. The return is very high, very high. If they think, if I spend my whole life doing normal life, doing normal activities, I may earn millions or 2 million in my whole life. But if I take this level of risk, if I deal 2-3 dealings only, I will become the millionaire. So they don't want to become the hard working guy or spend just 1-2 deals and make life easy. But the risk is life risk. They know it, but they are risk takers. Okay, but most of them, 99%, 99.999% people cannot take this level of risk. People are risk averse. We don't like risks. And we only take risks when we get extra amount of return. Suppose I will take in a same level of risk, I will go for the higher return one. Suppose there is a two scope of investment. Both have the one unit of risk, and both have return. One has 1 unit return, another one is 1.1 unit of return. So I go better return one. In a given level of risk, we go for better return. Or opposite way, in a given level of return, we go for low risk project. Suppose both projects give you 1 and 1 return. But one project risk is 0.8, another project risk is 0.9. So we go low risk project. That's the human nature. In everywhere in our life, we also follow this trend. So we should keep in mind those who are dealing finance. And one important thing is finance is not for finance student only. Finance is for everyone. Finance is for engineer, finance is for medical doctor, finance is for lawyer, everywhere. As long as you live in human society, as long as you take the breath, you need money. Even after your death, you also need money. Your funeral depends on your money. So money is a big thing in our life. So the finance teaches us how to deal the money, the way we should deal the money. How can we grow the money? How can we manage the money? So finance is the systematic way of managing your money. And that systematic way teaches in this discipline, but money is needed for all the people. So finance should be learned by all the people, not the finance student. This is one of the basic understanding. Many people say, oh, there's another discipline. This is beyond the discipline. This is like you take the breath, everyone take the breath, everyone take the food. Same like everyone need money, everyone likes money. As long as you need money, you should know how to deal the money. And that is the finance. And in the finance, you should deal risks, you should deal return. So these two are very fundamental matters. And this COVID-19 case, what happened in this COVID-19 case, our risk return relationship for the investment changed. We know the physical investment before. We know the market moving in one direction before. But this COVID-19 time, what happened? Our behavior also changed. You think, would you go in the restaurant as like as before? Even if the COVID over now? No. The life, we are waiting when the COVID will over, we'll go back even the normal life. The normal life will become completely different than previous normal life. Because in the last 2 years, our behavior, character, everything changed. For the behavioral change, people need 1 month. If you practice one thing in 1 month, your behavior will change and you will adapt it on the system. But due to COVID-19, we already adopted a new system in the last 2 years. So this is a very long time. It's a very long journey. We changed our behavior, our regular time frame, everything. And now even the market will open, restaurant will open. Beyond the health issue, people will not go because people already adapted by how to cook and their taste already changed. Some people eat every time outside, but now they know how to cook. They know what is the taste of their own style of cooking. And therefore, even it's open everything after the COVID, people will not go back in the previous situation as previous situation. Same in everywhere. This is just an example. Same in everywhere. So at the beginning of the COVID, we the academicians and the students, teachers, our admin, everyone was struggling how to make everything fit with online. How, because we are not ready, it has happened all on a sudden. So we are very much tired how to develop our content to feed online delivery, how to manage our assessment criteria based on online assessment. So it was a very hectic time at the beginning, both from the students and academic lecturers' perspective. Now again, after COVID, when we go for the face-to-face, it will not, do you think we will go back again, all the papers? No. Now we already know how to take the online quiz, how to take the online assignment, and we already adapted with this somehow to some extent. So even after COVID, we will continue few online, few face-to-face. So suppose the quiz exam, the main exam may be face-to-face, but the quiz or some types of assessment, we already like to check it through online, and we feel online is better than face-to-face. Okay, when the face-to-face will open, we'll go back in school and we deliver our lecture face-to-face, but it will not 100% same as before, because now in the meantime we already share lots of things from offline, also online, offline, from internet. So we will give them that materials or content. So this mixed mode teaching is a form will develop after COVID. So post-COVID will be another phase that will not same as before COVID or amid the COVID. Same happen in the economy and in the finance field. Everyone has some savings. At the personal finance level, we invest some money here and there, and we invest it to increase our money for a better income. And beyond the institutional investment or institutional financing, individual level, we also have finance. We invest money, and actually we are studying, teaching, everything is linked with the money, everything linked with our financial status. And we are struggling to improve our financial status. So the change, we should be very careful what the change is coming. It is not just still look what the change happened in the COVID. No, we should look what is coming. And if we can predict the future, we can do better. We can get better return, or we will be in the good position. So in the COVID-19 shutdown, the physical finance, physical web transaction just stuck. If whole the physical economy was stuck, we cannot go outside, the lockdown, so we stay in the home. But the technology help us, and now the world is moving to the digital economy, digital or technology-based economy or financial technology issues. But this COVID cases pushes us too much. What we will earn in last 20 years, maybe we already earned in last 2 years. If you see all of our activities, financial activities, or other economic activities are in online. Still many are in online. We are buying and selling, doing all the banking activities. Even we pay suppose the road tax for our car or vehicle. Online, everything is online. So you have no need to go in the post office or in the road tax office to maintain a very long queue and the whole day gone. Now it's everything online. They adopted a new system. So this is the way the digital economy already here. And financial technology is a big part of the whole digital economy, because finance is in everywhere. And whole economy is just running based on the technological support. So what happened? The old system, previous financial market, like the capital market or derivatives market or forex market, most of them are already in the online. But still you need to go in the bank for some transaction. But most of them are in online. And in the institutions, this is the financial system. In the financial system, you have markets and institutions. In the institutions, you have the central bank, who is the regulatory bank, or the commercial banks, where every one of us has the account. That means we save some money and then they use the money for the lending. And the investment banks collect them. They don't collect money. They are helping the investor, big investor. Suppose one big company come here, IBM come in Indonesia to set up a plant. They expand their business, so they need $1 trillion. And 1 trillion is a big amount. Nobody alone can give them. So they go to investment bank, and investment bank assess everything, analyze everything, and make a plan how they can generate the fund, how they can start the business, everything. So investment bank give the support for investment related issues. And there are also other institutions. They are not banks, but work as like a bank, like the development financial institutions, or provident and pension fund, insurance companies, saving institutions, unit trust, a mutual fund, and others few. So now all of them started business in online, because last 2 years, if they go for the physical completely shut down, their physical activities completely shut down for a few months, and other times is also reduced. So what happened? There is two sort of risks. One is their own health risk, staff risks. So if the staff is affected by the health, then they also need to care the staff, and that's also a big massive thing, huge cost for the business. Another one is customer side. The customers already decreased. All of their transaction decrease, customer decrease. So it's incur lots of losses. And business try to adapt with the system through online, through digital approach. In the digital way, when all the business are moving in online, then it's come in the, we are going very advanced in digital economy. And the financial technology help us lots in this regard. So there are many markets. You already mentioned of the markets. We know what happened at the time of pandemic. So if you look the market are on the knee. Markets are almost going to die. All the market is in recession. If you look at the stock market, all the stock or index is now very low. If you look at the real estate, there are not much buyer, so the price already decreased. And if you go the auction market, there are lots of real estate assets are in auction market. That means defaulter, people are default to pay the installment of this real estate, because people's income was disrupted. And if you look the bank is actually running based on the installment of the people. Bank give the money and bank take the installment, return back the money. But the circulation of their cash was highly disrupted. And this is the bank's business. Banks don't business with the asset. Bank is doing business with the cash. So what will happen if many defaulter? Okay, bank keep the collateral. Suppose you keep your collateral, the house, or you're buying a real estate, and you keep that as a collateral. If you fail to pay the installment, what happened? Bank can take your land or a house. So what will do bank by this house? And what will happen if they have thousands, millions of house instead of cash flow? So now they go to the real estate business rather than the banking business. This is not their job, and their peoples are not doing for that. So that's a big and massive problem. Banks are here to do money business, different business, lending and borrowing business. But now if they involve in the real estate, this is not their job and they don't want to do there. So they go in the auction market. In the auction market, if they sell it, they can do it, but it is not their business. And if they do it for few cases, that's fine. It's a regular process. Suppose 5% defaulter, we can manage it. But if the defaulter is 60%, 80%, then bank also default. Because there is no cash flow, bank will die. Bank cannot meet the, bank cannot, it's due. Bank cannot meet its due, we cannot pay its money. Because bank's money is the people's money, it's not their money. They borrow from people's and lend the money to outside and get the profit and share the profit with the peoples too, depositors money. And that is a massive case. That's happened in the last financial crisis. Every financial crisis happened like this. And last financial crisis happened based on the real estate. And this time, still bankers struggling. The only way is everyone is struggling. So this is the normal. When only I am struggling and other people are in very good position, that means it's a bad thing. I'm suffering loss. But when everyone is suffering, everyone is in the same page, so we can see the line just shift. So suppose if it is the curve, we say in the economics, we say shift the curve, not along the curve. Change is a structural break. It's a break happen, and everyone shift in a different line. So now it's normal. Everyone is struggling. Okay. So now this is a scope. You see, the real estate is very low, and many defaulter. If your house, many house, shop, restaurants, and big shopping mall, they cannot pay the rent. Even people say, okay, I will not rent the shop anymore because they cannot sell, no customer, and it is a complete lockdown. So how can they pay the rent? And that is a big problem in whole real estate. And bank linked with the real estate because whole the financial system is interlinked. It's like a water place or a pond. If you throw a stone in the pond, they create a wave, and the wave go all the banks, not only that certain point, is hit all the banks. And insurance also face the same problem. People cannot pay the installment. Nobody is taking the life insurance. Nobody is traveling around the world, not going anywhere, no travel insurance. Vehicles are not going out. People didn't run transportation, no insurance, no people, because there is people cannot go out, so they don't buy the insurance. Just stuck car inside the house. And then health insurance is the massive. They need to pay lots of health claim. In one sort, they have no income, no new customer. Another way, they need to pay huge for the health insurance. So insurance industry is also in big trouble. And savings accounts, you save money in the bank, so government already reduced the interest rate or the profit rate. So your savings is almost very, very low. And savings account is also not encouraging, especially the Muslim. Your savings account is highly discouraging because based on the savings account, you need to give the zakat. You need to give 2.5%, but nobody give you 2.5% profit or interest. So for the savings, if you give 2.5% zakat every year, then you also give the you also suffer by the inflation, and inflation is a very interesting thing. We people think inflation is 3%, 1% that government shows us, but that is a big problematic assumption. So I suggest you always go and see what is the assumption behind this. Everything. There are lots of assumptions in this world that is actually not fit with us. So whenever you go for inflation, in the inflation basket, government include thousands of items, and thousands of items actually not relevant to you and me. There are lots of items that's actually never price changes. So they keep it there to make the inflation rate low. Suppose in the inflation basket, they put the razor, pen, pencil, this price. So do you think the eraser price increase, pencil price increase? They are almost same on the last 10, 15 years. What do you need? You need the rice, you need the food item, you need the education fee. Look at the education fee. Look at the education inflation in educational sector. Look at the inflation in university fees. Last 5 years, inflation in educational field is 100%. So on an average, every year it is 20% or 10%, 15%. Whereas government shows us inflation is 3%, 2%. Look at the food. What the food price increase in last 10 years, 5 years. So you can assess the inflation happen in this food sector. Look at the house rent. How much house rent increase? Look at the price of the building. If you buy a building, how much the price in 10 years ago and how much the price, then you can assess the inflation. These are the items you need. Everyone don't need the eraser or the razor for their life. So there are lots of things in the inflation basket that are not actually helpful. Look at the inflation for the healthcare sector. What is relevant to you? So you need to think how much return you should achieve from your savings. So that savings will cover you in your retirement time, in your future, in your pension time. So if you live a life based on suppose $1,000 now, after 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, when you go in the retirement, how much money do you need? You're thinking, if you get an idea, the house rent. Now, what is the house rent? And 20, 30 years back, what was the house rent? If the house rent is now $100, 30 years back, house rent was only 50 cents or $1. And then what will happen after 30 years? You are thinking my income level is now 1,000, very nice. I'm planning for future based on this 1,000 level income. And if I get 1,000 income every month, at my retirement time, I'll be very nice and happy guy. But at your retirement time, 1,000 equivalent to at that time 10,000. It's not luxury, it's the same level life standard due to inflation. So don't obsessed by the inflation that government officially show. That's actually not real inflation. Your inflation is more than that. Think what will be your inflation. So just look at house rent or life standard now or life standard 30 years ago. Then you can assess what would be the cost of the maintaining same life standard after 30 years when you retire. So your savings for that time should be like that. Or suppose after retirement, if you live another 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, how much money you need every month? That's why you should plan your savings and your investment. But due to pandemic, the savings rate decreases. And your investment scope from all of this investment decreases. It's a recession. Recession in everywhere. you need to make a good plan, different approach. So in this left side, there is a graph here. This is the graph of the sectoral stock price changes after the announcement of COVID-19. This is based on the Australian stock market. So what happened? Suppose this market, developed countries market, are considered the efficient market. So what happened in the efficient market? We know the stock market crashed after the COVID-19, and everyone is poor, make loss. But that's not the real case. Everyone is not loser. Some people make profit. Who make profit and who make loss? If you study, you can understand it. So it was not right to get panic and take generalized decision rather than looking inside and how to make a way out. If you people know the pandemic in this world, this is not the first time. There are lots of pandemic happen. SARS, MERS, then H1N1, and then influenza. So there are many pandemic came before. Look at the articles published at that time, the impact of SARS on the stock market. If you look at the very beginning of the pandemic, then you make money from the market because all the pandemic behaved same. People over emotional, overreacted, investors sell their stock, market goes down, and not in every sector. Some sectors make profit. And the same happened in this COVID-19 case. If you look here, the food sector, pharmaceuticals, telecommunication, healthcare, they give high return. Their price increase, and still they are giving high return. And in again, the transportation and real estate, energy, they goes down. This is logical. People cannot go out. There is no transportation, no flight, no shipment here and there. All the transportation, radio transportation sector and energy sector, they make huge loss. And the other side, health sector, people are too much audit. They buy lots of healthcare. Those people use one soap in 1 month. Now they use 5 soap in 1 month. The 2 years we just wash our hand. Too much. So after 2 years, we should assess our hands quality. How much hand we have? How much good hand we have? We already wash too much. Okay. And we also talk too much over the online. So we need to check our eyes and ear. Too much in computer. Too much in mobile phone. And food. Now this is interesting. If you see the food industry in COVID time, not everyone make loss. The small business, those who are small seller, small food item seller, restaurant, they gone. But what happened? The online seller, suppose the KFC, McDonald's, Pizza Hut, I saw them huge queue. Their sales increased 4 times, 5 times than the normal time. People, there's no restaurant open. People has the only option to order from that shop. So they deliver you, or the other many services that deliver food to you. So you only order in the online food shop, and their sales increase too much. And the other platform, shopping platform, all of our shopping is from the online. We order online and they send it to our home. Very easy. And money goes from the online. So whole is digital process. And that's actually accelerate the whole digital economy and also financial technology. Everything is on online. So you order food online and you pay online. So your payment service, everything is online. That actually accelerate the digital economy and financial institution. So if you look this slide, the graph, you see some sector did very good at the beginning of pandemic, and some sector did some sector was not good, the worst. And what will happen the post pandemic? That scenario will be just opposite. So now if you get ready, okay, now if I go to the market, which market I should invest now? Because which one goes down in the pandemic time, they will go up. So if you look the stock from the Airways, stock from the tourism, stock from the relevant companies like tourism relevant company, if you see the Agoda, or there are many other online companies that provide the tourism related service, or the Airways, or the airport. So these relevant companies already out of market. Some of them already out of the market, OTC market, over the counter market, not in the main market. But some is still alive or come back. So this is the time to invest in that companies. If you buy a stock of your Airways company, now what will happen? Airways made huge loss, almost death case everyone. Now what will happen after COVID? They will come again. People need to move around the world. So we are almost in the corner of the end of COVID-19. Inshallah, it will over soon. We can expect by this year, we will get a new normal life, or almost normal. We can move, inshallah. So by the God will, we hope so. But where should you invest now? Where should you go? You see the real estate already in the need, very low price now. This is the time to go in real estate, invest in the real estate. This is the time to go buy the stock which one is already in the bad case. Suppose the Airways company. Okay, one thing is very important. Some airways are always making loss. National Airways especially. They are the loss company. But government always gives subsidy and keep them alive, because this is the national prestige. It is not commercial. It's run commercially and making loss, but government keep it alive because this is their national prestige. So if the company make losses continuously, still government will run it. You get the point. So if you look the Airways, which Airways you should prefer now? Government Airways, first one, National Airways, because that will be first priority of government to start it again. So if you invest in that stock, the price will go up, already go up. The price already high, but it's not the highest level. It's not the peak level because pandemic is still running. And I told you, many people are just wait what the other people do. Only few proactive, already invested. Now the second group, you have the time. If you invest there, that stock will go up. And find out the other scope, or the other place to invest, or the other cases. Okay, you know the derivatives, there's death happened in the last 2 years. Even the energy price was negative. How can price negative? Because people in the pandemic time, energy price was negative because that time was lockdown. People, nobody want to buy the petrol. But in the derivatives market, commodity markets, people already bought, suppose 1 million barrels of petrol. International market of energy market, people bought already. This is the derivatives, they buy advance. So in the derivatives market, maybe 2 years advance, or 12 months advance, or 18-month advance. When they bought it, suppose 1 year's advance, they already bought the energy, suppose 1 million barrel. And these guys, those who buy and sell in the derivatives market, they are not actually physical buyer and seller. They just buy the index or sell it, or buy the product in digitally and sell it digitally. They don't hold the product. So suppose they buy the 1 million barrel of petrol from the industry and sell it from the industry. So they don't need to carry the product, just buy the number. What happened when they bought it before the pandemic 1 year ago, because this is the derivatives market, futures market. So when they bought it, and then at the time of a spot market, spot date, they cannot sell it, because at that time nobody is interested to buy the product. So what happened? Now 1 million barrel petrol, he already made loss all the price, but now the original petrol come to him in his address. Where he put this petrol? Because he don't have enough warehouse, enough space, and this is a very large quantity. He has no place. Even if he rent a warehouse, then this is another huge cost, and he don't know how long he needs to hold this petrol. So then he declared, okay, if anybody take petrol from here, I'll give them another $5. Every barrel, another $1. Take it. It's free. Plus, I'll give you extra $1 if you take the barrel from here. The meaning the price is now negative. You have no need to pay anything, but you will get extra money if you take petrol from there. Because this guy already make lots of losses. The whole price is losses. Now, if he hold it, he also need to pay more loss due to the warehouse payment, and it's a big amount. So the easiest way to just release it. So that's why we see the negative energy price. But now the price again raised, it's already high. But so how long? If he hold the product for another 1 year, then he need to pay this cost, warehouse cost, and that's a big amount. So seeing all the industry, every sector of the financial sector faces lots of problems. Go and dig down, read their story, and then find out which one will revive fast, which one has the chance to return back. Who will return first? Energy. Because when the world open, people start moving. Office will open, school will open, all the activities will open, people need to move. The transportation and energy is the fastest one. They will go up again. And then what will happen? The other sector, real estate, little bit slow because they come slow and they will also increase slow. But this is the time to enter in the real estate, because if real estate price increase, there is no point to buy. But now you can buy, so it will price. This price will increase very soon. And this is the way you should look the market, how the market behave. So this is just the opposite of the market at the time of COVID-19 or the beginning of the COVID-19. Now it will be just upside down, but not that much, because the technology is still in the phase. Telecommunication, people still need data, so it will slowly decrease, but it will not decrease at that. It will not decrease as much as it was before. It will a little bit decrease, but it will continue. So you need to be smart to look which market should go. And then come the fintech. In this time, the new market arises, and that was highly focused. That is the financial technology. So in the last 2 years, the digital economy advances lots. And due to the use of internet, everyone can involve in this digital economy. and lots of e-commerce increase because there's no physical business. So mostly people try to involve in the e-commerce, online transaction, online business, set up online startup or digital goods and services. Even the financial industry also develop digital goods and services. If you look at the currency, now there are lots of currency, digital currency, and even the government also issuing the currency. Chinese government already issued the digital currency. And UAE, Russia already declared they will open in next year. When I saw the Nigeria also open a new digital currency, there's an official government, but private also issued lots of currency. Currency market is like digital currency market is like another big market. It's like a stock market, and they have everything new like the stock market, copying from the stock market. So, and the market is very volatile, highly volatile, because there are lots of problems in this market and lack of research, lack of knowledge on this market. But peoples are moving there. But I don't suggest you to invest in the currency market, in the digital currency market, but you should know this one because this is future market. In future, the future is a problematic term in finance because it means future is a derivatives. But I'm meaning that in future, the digital currency will become a big matter. Because if you look the history of the currency, initially there was a barter system, no currency. People exchange goods against goods. Then come the commodity currency, that is the gold currency or silver currency, because that commodity has its own value. Then that currency extinct. We never see the gold currency or silver currency. In Islamic world, we say dirham and dinar. And then came the paper currency. And that paper currency was backed by 100% asset. Later on, now it is the paper currency is useless. It has no value or reserve in against of the currency, almost nothing. Maybe 40%, 30%, or many cases no backup. So this paper currency actually lost lots of trust on the people. And then we are still running on the paper currency. But what will happen in future? People's already started moving to digital currency. So previously we had the commodity currency, then paper currency, then digital currency. Maybe down the line, after 20 years, you will never see paper currency. Paper currency will be useless, no more used in anywhere. Everywhere it is digital currency. And people use the digital. That's why governments are also moving for digital currency. They issuing digital currency. Actually, for the action, for the real life issues, most cases we use the digital currency. We do all the transaction by mobile phone or by online banking or e-wallet, from online shopping, from everything is online. So you have no need to hold cash with you. We hold the cash very few in our wallet, physical wallet, for very regular purpose. But due to COVID, it's already in another stage. We are already highly engaged in digital world. So future digital currency will lead and paper currency will become vanish. Maybe another 10 years, 20 years. So it is time for you to think. If you look at the Bitcoin, when the Bitcoin came in the beginning, 10 years ago, its price was nothing, zero. If you buy $100 Bitcoin 10 years ago, now you are a billionaire. Bitcoin is now 100,000. And that's another issue. That's the and it will go up to 300,000. So there are lots of mafia or underground works on it, and this is the politics. So the financial markets is highly changing. It's no more the old style we are thinking, but the problem is our academia. We are teaching is still the old content. The materials, our course curriculum, course content are still very traditional. And the problem is we are not able to running as fast as the digital world is running. And this will become a big challenge. I'm coming later on the challenge. But you should focus on and get an idea what is moving on the digital world, because that is the future. Okay. And then digital world is also more transparent, and government like it, because there is very little scope of underground economy or black market or money laundering, because every transaction has record. So government can easily assess the tax, VAT, and it's very clear and transparent rather than the physical money. Physical currency you cannot trace or you cannot keep record, then nobody find it. You can hide the record. Even the business make 2-3 accounting book. Government cannot trace it, but in the online, everything has the record. You cannot change it. And the other things is that you need to look the world movement. Now world is in this direction. If you remember the industrial revolution, we are not that time, but at the time of industrial revolution, those who are the developed nation nowadays, they take the proactive action. That they enter the industrial revolution train. Now that's why they are developed. And we are developing, emerging, underdeveloped, third world country. Because we missed that train, industrial revolution train. But now another train came. This is digital economy, digitalization. If we miss this train, then we will be poor forever. Now the world is going to completely in digital phase. Everything in digital. But the third world country, if we don't understand the trend or demand of the time, then we will be third world forever. And this has high potential to grow. You may reach millions of customers, and you can save your time and you can grow. You have lots of potential. It's not only just if you just previously, if you open a shop, it is just only your community. Only maybe you have customer 5,000 maximum in the community-based shop. Now your shop is online. Your customer is all over the world. So you have high potential to grow. And Fintech is the way to grow. Financial technology. So that in the process of digitalization, the technology will help you to grow your business, to do your transaction. And there are lots of new innovation products are coming in the Fintech. And this growth is very high, and future is in this trend. Know that issue. Know the Fintech. Involve your business, involve your future plan, involve your financial activities in this line. Then you can survive. So if you remember, there are many companies previously, like the Nokia. Have you heard the mobile phone set named Nokia, BlueBerry, or the Kodak film? Those who take the picture, photo, the Kodak film, they are now vanished. Over, this company gone, extinct. If you see the Kodak company or Nokia phone everywhere, all over the world, people use that. Now they vanished. Why? Because the digitalization, they are not able to meet the new technology, new demand of the people, and they extinct. And that will happen after 10, 20 years. Every current business, every model will extinct. Even the currency will may extinct. currency might be exchanged. So be careful on this issue and be proactive. Think. I don't suggest you to jump now because the market is not stable. Everything is shaky. Governments also don't know what the rules, regulation, and the cyber security is not strong. But you should think. Start thinking. Find out a way to involve. Okay. And if you look the fintech categories in this Southeast Asia, the Singapore, Indonesia, Malaysia, in Indonesia, 50% fintech startups are now only in the lending focus. And Singapore, Bitcoins, then payment system and wealth investment are 50%. In Malaysia is quite diversified, but even the payments and e-wallet online transaction is 40% almost. But it's more balanced, the growth of the startups or the fintech categories. So if you look the fintechs here, the Singapore, look the category type. Which category has how much? You see the Singapore 430 startup in 2020. Different categories of fintech. Fintech is not just you buy and sell, you need to pay money on this issue. No, there are many services, many types of issues that are in the fintech. And Indonesia, most of them, Indonesia is 322, and most of them are in the payment and lending. So in case of Malaysia, also many other payments and lending cases. But e-wallet is also high here. And the others are also quite new issues that diversified here. If you look at the fintech in future, how it will grow, the Singapore hold the 42% of the ASEAN market. And it is expected by 2021, 65% will grow the fintech. And in future, this is the near future for all the financial world. Everyone is moving fintech. Even the conventional banks, institutions, they are moving on the technology based. So what is the future of the fintech? What are the things we should know about the future issues? One of the importance of blockchain technology. We are focusing on the blockchain. We are listening this word too much, but it's little bit very unclear for the general people. So before that, I want to share these two sides here, fintech. One is technical side, the technology, and one is end user side. We are involved in the financial technology for a long term, or even only the technology for the long term. We use mobile phone, computer, internet, other software from the last many years. And we actually didn't develop ourselves. We are the end user. We just use it. We don't know how it was developed, who developed it, or what is the program behind this. The programmers or developer are from the different discipline. And we always think that this is their job, they will do it, and we are the end user, we are the boss, we use it everything. In the organization, we see the so in the business organization, the developer or the technical people, they were in a corner. They develop the whole software, run the business, design the business need for the technical need, and give it to the end user. So we are the business people, finance, marketing, management, accounting, administrative. We are the end user. We use their resources. But the technical people, developer or computer science people or engineer, they are in the back end. But in the pandemic, we see their role. They are now in the front end. They are also like work with us in the front line. How? We all dependent on them for the development, because now we cannot do anything without their help. And they are in everywhere. So they are no more in the corner of the business, in the organization. Now, even the academia, the team or department that provide the technical support to the academicians, they were in a small team. Now they are in the big team. Now they're in the front line. And now they decided what we do, what the academicians do, how we teach, how we deliver, because we are 100% dependent on them. And that's a massive change. And this change tell us that technology is not only for the developer or technical people, technology for everyone. Same, the money is not only for the finance people, money is needed for everybody. So the knowledge of money is for everybody. Same, the knowledge of technology is needed for everybody. To some extent, everyone should know about technology. Even it is the backend, we don't need to develop the program, but we should know the changes of the technology. So technology is a big issue now. And the change of the technology is very rapid, very fast. And this change happened, we are not able to adjust ourselves with this change. This is very fast change. If you look the Windows 95, remember Windows 95, 98, 98 was so favorite to many of us. Those who use 98, they think 98 is the best. But now if you open Windows 98, you just vomit on it. You cannot work on it 5 minutes. Now that comes the XP, Vista. Now we are in the Windows very, very later version. Even same happened in Microsoft Word or Excel. If you look at Microsoft Word, they added different features in different corner, continuously changing the features. It's very difficult for us to adjust ourselves. But suppose if I'm still using Windows 98 or 95, what will happen? I can do anything, because no other software support my old Windows. So I need to adjust myself continuously with the change. And that's a barrier, big barrier. So if I am not able to adjust with the change, I will be obsolete, useless. I cannot move, I cannot run anything, I cannot do anything. Because this is so interconnected. Every software is interconnected with others, and configuration changing continuously. So we have some favorite software before, but I cannot run them anymore, because they say this configuration don't support that software. Even in our PhD, what the software we used, the method we used, even if we use the Stata or SPSS or the PLS, the version we use now, that is obsolete. That's completely radical change happened. If I stuck on my old PhD knowledge, the method I use in PhD, if I try to write an article based on that method today, I cannot publish anywhere. Nobody cares. They said, you are the old guy, uncle. You are the uncle, so uncle cannot enter anywhere here. You need to adjust yourself continuously. And the future is more rapid, and we need to adjust it very fast. If you see the Apple, Samsung, the mobile phone, iPhone, they continuously change the version. Every year you'll find a new version. Why? Because they are also struggling to survive in the market. If they don't update themselves, then they lose the market. So it's a hyper market. Everyone is just rushing for new, for change, for change. The change happens so rapid, it's very difficult to adjust. And now we need to adapt ourselves with this system. Otherwise, we cannot survive. The future will become very competitive, especially the graduate. You need to get a job. You need to understand what the industry wants. The industry demand changes, rapidly changes. And it will be very difficult for the fresh graduate to get a job after the COVID, because lots of experienced people already lost their job. And there are lots of experienced people in the job market. So you need to compete with them. It will be a very difficult challenge. And the other issue is your curriculum, your training, learning is traditional. But the industry demand changed already. What can you do? How can you adjust with this? Learn. Don't depend on the curriculum. Don't depend on academia. Don't depend on your certificate. Learn from outside. There are huge scope open already learning. Go to Udemy, go to Academy, go to Udemy, go to EDX, go to Coursera. There are lots of online massive courses. And the fees are also very low. Many courses are free. If you pay only $50, you get the certificate. Otherwise, the course is free. You should learn from there. And this is a new scope for starting new business, startups. Think entrepreneurship. Think to become a new entrepreneur. This is an open world. Now, if you are smart, you can design your own business, new style, new form. Because many of the old business are in the old management, old style, they will take long time to revise their everything and come into the digital form. So this is a new scope, and the customers want mostly the digital. So there's a scope for you people, come here. There's a big challenge, we're coming on the challenge, but you should understand there is a huge potential for it. And utilize this. This is not don't rely on just or depends only on the academic certificate. Use your other resources. Find out what do you need. Previously, as entrepreneurs, they need to know the management, they need to the marketing, they need to the finance, they need to the organization, everything. But now you need to know the technology, many things, or you need to know the organization, entrepreneurship, finance, banking, marketing, under the digital era, under the online issue, under the technical issue, not the physical business, on the technical online business. And the production of factors of production that we thought previously, suppose the land, labor, capital, this factor of production also changed. Just may not valid in this ground. Okay, you have no need to take a good physical location, or there's a marketing 4 P's or 6 P's, place, price, promotion, product. Now everything changed. Even people don't need to produce, they just trade online. So know that issues. Use your capacity. And now in this case, there are many things come already, and many other coming. Is that one is the issue is artificial intelligence. Blockchain technology is a technology that say they create every block and it's open sources. So if you want to know what is the knowledge here or what is the message here, nobody can change the message. So based on the block by block, they build one issue. And based on the blockchain technology, all the Bitcoins and the financial digital currencies running. So it's an open ledger if you want to know what is the record. Okay. And they claim it is also not possible to hack or not possible to hijacked, but it happened. It's happened. This not still so much strong. The cyber security is not as strong. Okay, and the artificial intelligence is previously we depends on human for everything, but now machine is doing lots. Machine give the very accurate decision, and machine can detect many things. No need for human involvement. Okay, the robotic process do many automation. So in future we have a big threat for job. Many people lost their job at the time of industrial revolution. There was a huge unemployment. Those who don't understand with the industrial process, those who don't gain the skill that need the industrialization, they lost their job. The traditional people didn't survive. Same happened now going on post-COVID. Be careful, be ready for with the new knowledge, be ready with the technological knowledge, be ready with the artificial intelligence. You don't need to develop the coding or engineering side, but you should know how it's work, how you can fit yourself with this. You should know how to operate this issue. You should know how the what is the big data, how to deal the big data. The traditional analysis of 2030 data, 2030 sample is no more workable. Now it's come the big data. People use millions of data. Do you know when you use the Facebook or Instagram, you see the advertisement come to you? That's very unique and relevant to you. How they treat this advertisement is fit for you. Now it is called a very precise marketing, individual marketing. You have lots of information to in the digital world. The digital world know lots of things about your character. Which color do you like, which type of dress you wear, which food you eat, where you go, they know many things. And then based on that, the digital artificial intelligence design the core product that you have the chance to buy and order and give the advertisement on your page and everywhere. That is more precise. So you should involve and know this issue, and don't just rely on the old bookish matter. That is many cases obsolete, or you need to revise them based on the digital era. Suppose the factor of production, now consider it not the physical, consider it the online. Think, develop yourself in this direction. Then come the crypto and digital currency market. Crypto market is a big market now. Many people are going in there, digital currency market or cryptocurrency market. But this market is very volatile, very volatile. So be careful. I don't tell you to invest there, and it has still no clear guidelines or no clear regulation. And even government regulations, many cases are in against of this market. So be careful, but know about this issue. No need to invest there, but know what is going on. Find out the scope. How can you fit yourself? And then now, even the stock market, most of the tradings are based on the robotics, algorithmic analysis. People take very little decision. In the developed country, most of the transaction or stock buying and selling is based on robotics decision. So in these regions, third world or developing countries, we still think I can beat the market, I can analyze the stock ratios, and I can choose a good stock. No, cannot. That's why the financial crisis happened. All the big investors from the developed nations with the high technical knowledge, utilizing the softwares, come and take your money. So in future, it will be more strong, because all the tradings they do based on the techniques, based on the software, based on the artificial intelligence. You should know about this issue rather than just physical way. I do it, especially for the trading, not for the investing. Suppose if you buy a stock for a long run, that's different case. But for the trading, you cannot beat them. Then come the mobile banking. Now, most of the banking is in the mobile banking, online banking. Very few physical banking are there. So even previously, you need to wait to withdraw money from the bank. Now, everywhere the booths are available, ATM booths, you can withdraw the money. And now people also don't need to transfer from the bank or credit card. They have the e-wallet option. You just put the money in the e-wallet. And there's another issue is the crowdfunding. So for your financing your business, generating fund capital, you have no need to go bank or borrow from other place. So conventional financing issues, you can avoid it. If you go to bank and borrow money from bank asks lots of things, lots of documentation and lots of regulation you need to follow. And it's very expensive, but the crowdfunding brings within different model, knows the model, how to borrow from the people, and there are lots of fund generated through the crowdfunding. There are a few models on crowdfunding, so know about this issue rather than just knowing the bookish knowledge of how to borrow from bank, how to generate capital from the stock market, issuing bond or a stock. There are many other new things. So know the crowdfunding, these are new things, but it's very effective. And in future, they will lead because this is the cost-effective and efficient method. Then it's come from the insurtechs. No need to go for the direct physical insurance. Even most of the insurance company now don't ask for lots of documents as before. Traditional insurance company. Now you want to go travel, go online, click one company, fill up a form, just 5 minutes, they will give you insurance. Very easy and cheap and very effective. Then RegTech is the many organization, or every organization need to follow some rules, regulation, and compliance. So RegTech, they give the software that automatically maintain all of your compliance. So you have no need to follow it manually. Wealth tech maintain your wealth, how you can grow wealth rather than you individually using your brain, face-to-face thinking. No, software will do it for you. But the issue, there are few issues are still very, very highly concerning matter. There's the cyber security, the data security, your personal information, and money laundering. These are still not solved and evolving more. The cybersecurity is a big issue, data security is a big issue. People hijacked or hacked your data. If they hacked your credit card, your number, then they hacked your money, or they hack the information. And also companies also sell your information to the others. So this is a problem. If you know this issue, you can deal the whole fintech very cautiously. So if you understand the cybersecurity issues, then you will be very careful to sharing your data, sharing your personal information. And another issue is the environmental impacts on the sustainable finance, how fintech can work in the sustainable finance. Or now fintech also, blockchains or the Bitcoin technology is also creating lots of pollution, creating huge CO2 because they need to run lots of computers at a time to make a block, and that's create huge CO2 emission. So there are lots of videos. If you want, you can see in the YouTube. And this understanding the blockchain, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, this is something very technical. And you need to watch lots of videos, lots of reading, then you get the idea how it works or what is the process. You have no need to develop it because we are not the developer, we are not the technical people, but we should know how it works and what the precaution we should take and how can we involve on this issue. And this vision, the Islamic world is evolving. Many peoples are becoming more Muslims and financial Islamic finance is flourishing. So this is the scope. You can also see the Islamic finance, how can it work in the fintech, because fintech is a new things. There are many things is still not matured, it's just coming. So Islamic Sharia guidelines and Islamic finance. You need to learn it, how it deals with this issue. So to survive the industry, if you know the Islamic finance, then you have the better scope, because the Islamic finance in the Islamic world is the mainstream. So you cannot consider it just or you cannot ignore it, because even it is not necessary you're a Muslim, but you should know the Islamic finance, because this is the mainstream financing now, at least in the Islamic country, Indonesia, Malaysia, or GCC, or this other Asian countries where the Islamic finance is the booming field. But now, if we look at the challenge of the fintech, so what are the challenges here? There are lots of challenges because it is still new and it's still evolving. So we need to face lots of challenges here. Like the major one is the cybersecurity. Cybersecurity in this region is not enough, especially the developing countries. We are not expert on cybersecurity, or because we are not the developed country, our skill is not that level. So we are frequently suffering by the fraud risks. Even our peoples are not that much aware about this issue. Many scam groups do lots of things. Even they make many educated people foolish. They fool many educated people. Somebody call you, so we will give you this amount of money if you do this. Okay, or if you click this, you will get this. So these are the scam. Or there are lots of scam. They can hijack your account, bank, everything, even the email address. And this is very frequent. People hijack the other email address and send email from others email address, okay, and ask him money. This is very, there are lots of email you see in the online. So be careful about the fraud issues, and very careful if anything is fishy, anything is not normal. So it's very good things. If it is not normal, why is come to you, or why there's guy knocking you? It's very things. If anything is not normal, be careful about this issue. Suppose if anybody offer you, you get the very high return, unusual return. It's fishy and that's not usual. If it is not usual, so don't consider it as a very unique benefit. Consider it a risk. Many cases, every one of us receive so many emails that you got a lottery, you got coupon. So be careful about all of this fraud and scam issues. And cybersecurity is a big issue. Previously, lots of virus affected in our computer, but now it's in different level. They hijack the data, change the data, hijack the information, financial information, hijack the bank account. So be careful about this issue. And this issue, business also should be very careful and protective their customers' information. Then other challenge is business management. Like old model, we are still thinking our physical business model, like inventory management, cash management, person. So we maintain good relationship, loyalty, face to face, person to person. That is the old model. So we need to find out the way how to get out of this model of business. Think differently, think innovative way. How can you be very close to customer, but not face to face, not one by one. Make a good way out. And this is a big challenge for the existing business, because existing business running by the existing model, mostly by the senior people, like the uncle people, they cannot change themselves. It's not easy to change. It's not easy after a certain age. If you are in the 40s, it's not easy. You cannot change yourself. If your age is above 40, it's not easy to learn something or adapt with new thing. The young people can adapt every changes with the technological field. But the old people, it's not easy that you learn every version of Microsoft Word. Every year they release new Word version, you need to learn the new words. Every year they change the features from here to there to here. It's like the shopping mall. In the mall you go, very frequently they change the shelf from here to there to here, from one place to another place. Why they do it? Because they want to occupy you more time in the shop. If you stay more, you buy more. Very simple. If you stay more, you learn many things, see many things, you like many things, you buy many things. Or you just know in which shelf is that product that you need to buy. So every day or whenever you need, you go and you just pick it and you come out. So you will not spend time. They want to occupy you. Same, this technology field also like this. Because many cases they cannot develop new feature. If you look the features of Microsoft Word in 10 years back and now, almost same. The innovation is very little, because innovation don't come overnight. Innovation need time. Innovation need thinking. But if they don't release new version in every year, their business will gone. And they cannot compete in the market. They cannot earn the money. Their money is selling the software. So who will buy their software if there is nothing new? Because we are already using his old version. Why we buy new one? Or I have no need to buy the old one again, because old market is already saturated. So make some innovation, then you can sell the new version. And there's the, if you see the iPhone 8, 9, 10, the basic feature no change, but little bit coloring, innovation here and there, pixel or more easy movement, more slim, like this. What is the main function of the mobile phone? You can talk, you can text, you can watch something, you can connect internet. That's all. That's the very basic feature. 95% times we use only this thing. The others are the optional things. But you need the latest innovation every year. Why? Because they need to survive. The business need to survive. And that is not easy for the conventional business to transform from old form to the new form, especially the digitalized form. And using the Fintech approach, using all the financial technology. If you go digitalization, you need to use the technology. And you are doing business, you need finance. So every technology linked with the finance here, but it's very difficult. And some cases it is also difficult to merge with one software to other softwares, or one platform with other platform, or they are not supporting. Even there is also aligned, some softwares are aligned with this, so they don't support this. Like the Mac and Microsoft, they don't support. Many software not support Mac or not support the Microsoft. They are the different platform. So they make the business model like this to make monopoly. And most of the top business are the monopoly. They try to buy all the other small innovation, everything, or they will copy it. If you see the Samsung or iPhone, do you think everything invented by them? No, they copy and they hijack. They rob the other's idea, because they need to survive, and it is very easy to robbing others' idea or hijacking others' idea, because everything is open. You cannot hide it. So you have an innovative product, you upload it online, then next day you see the Google also upload it, because they have huge workforce, they have huge capacity and skill. They can copy anything. If you go and join with them, this is the only way to survive. Otherwise, they will copy you and they just change little bit here and there, coloring or size or pixel, or then say this is new thing. The copyright law is very shallow or not able to protect you in the online digital era. That's very difficult. So anytime they can hijack your idea. And this is the big challenge in the digital economy. You need innovation and you need to protect your innovation. And the protection is very difficult here because anybody see it, they can copy it. They copy, they doesn't make the same thing, but they copy the idea and make it a different way. But they provide the same service, same product. So who will come to you? If the Facebook hijack your idea, same, they also introduce it with them, so then who will come to you? Now it's same everywhere, even if you look at the publication industry, all the small ideas, everything they're buying, the giant publishers, like if you see the publisher, only few publishers are the giant, the Elsevier, McHale, Rotterdam, Taylor Francis, Springer, Say, and others are almost going to vanish. So all this money, even the university publishers cannot make any profit from the publication. This is a very lost case. University publication is very, very lost case. But university do it, and they know they just do it for the purpose of doing. It's not for the money making. Even they cannot sell it. Even few readers, there are not enough readers because they are not commercial motives. Rather, it is very difficult to fight with the commercial people, commercial businesses. Their motives is different, their strategy is different. And that is the case in every hardware. So in a small startup, it's very difficult to survive. So you need to be very strategic to survive. And these regions, we have low bandwidth. Our internet connectivity is not enough strong. So very quickly or very frequently there is a fluctuation, and it's very difficult for us to do the business or maintain the internet connection. We see the internet problem in the COVID-19 time when we find out our students. The students go in the very remote areas, their hometown, come home, and there is no internet connection. The infrastructure is not strong enough. So we need to set up very strong infrastructure. Government need to focus on this issue. And I already mentioned the behavioral change, the preference already changed, but most of the people are not able to adapt. So the senior generation, they still believe in the cash transaction. Many people don't know how to handle the mobile money or online money. They still believe the cash money. That is the running of all the business. But it is a big challenge how you trained up your people to use this. In the pandemic time, many people know how to use the scanning because we need to scan the barcode when we go anywhere. And we need to use mobile and we need to register, and everything is online. So many people already adapted with this by force. So if the digital economy will become the mainstream, maybe another 10 years, so everything will be online. You will not find the cash, or the old citizen, old guy will face lots of problems. They need to change. And it's a big challenge to change their behavior. And the high risks for new startup, 90% of the new startup cannot succeed. They don't survive because initial startup cost is very high and their expertise is not at that level, because a startup need different skill. We don't have that much skill, and we need to compete with the existing large giant organizations, giant companies, giant business, those who are doing business online. So that's very difficult, and it's huge investment. It's huge investment. At least you need to survive few years to establish your business. So, but this is scope. If you start, it will grow. If your idea is good, it will grow. If your idea if you start with the community base, so you have solve the problem of your community. So this community people take it, and then slowly you can grow. Okay, then the high competition innovations, a small startup is very difficult to innovate something new, but the idea can come to everyone's mind. So if you have the good idea, you can do it. Look at the fintech. What are the industries? There's so many ideas. Even now, we have no need to wait for the taxi and no need to go in the main road for the taxi. You just call in your mobile. The Uber or Grab or relevant or any other company, they send the taxi to you. So this create many potential for the income. And look at this idea and generate your own idea and try. And then here, what are the other challenges? And instability or uncertainty in the system. So, and you don't understand how to develop the online system, or it may not be stable. Some cases, internet is not stable, the connection is slow, or the website cannot handle so many people. And even in our academia, we also need to invest huge in the infrastructure, digital infrastructure. Suppose we from our universities, it was very difficult some cases to handle over 100. We select Zoom or Google Meet. We are thinking how many participants, 100 or 500 or 300, and we need to buy according to that. But if you look the infrastructure for the mock courses, international courses, those who run massive course like the academy, like the EDX or Coursera, one course you'll find 100,000 students. 100,000 students run the course, participate the course in the same platform, watching the same video at a time, continuously without hanging the website. This is a big, massive infrastructure development. Whereas we are still struggling 100 students or 300 students, and our server many times server down. Can you imagine 100,000 people? If you look at YouTube, thousands, millions of people at the same time watching in the YouTube. Millions of people in the same platform. How strong the platform is. And how efficient, even no buffering, no server down, continuously smooth. That's the way is the infrastructure running. We should think our infrastructure. We should invest lots in this infrastructure. And our strict regulations for the local and international, lots of regulations for the fintech or digital currency. And government should consider it, look at this issue. And those who are developing the new startup, look at the regulations, the local regulations. Even many countries are the capital restricted country, like the developing countries, we cannot send money outside. So you need to check how you easily deal this issue. Though even the government also understand that it is not possible to stop, because people, if we stop them, people will go for money laundering. So then they try to make it in the way both sides are win-win cases. And in your business, you need to build the loyalty and trust of the customers, so that our customers will come. In many online businesses, we see people, if we order something, they send something different, or low quality product or broken product. So that's actually not for long run business. Build your customer trust, build the loyalty. And then there come the loss of employment. So you look the future employment, there is a job market is not strong. Future job market is very problematic. If you don't adapt yourself with the future job market, which should be digital. If you cannot fit yourself with digital world, you cannot find any work in the digital world, then you will become unemployed. Very careful, learn something, involved there. The digitalization process already started. The digitalization train is already here. Try to enter the train. Otherwise, you will face many problems in future. So here I give, before we finish, I just give some recommendations for the academia. Academics people, the researcher, we should focus on this issue. This market, digitalizations, fintech, online process, everything is very shallow here. This is just started, and even we don't know many problems. We have no idea how to deal this process or how to go on this issue. So this is our responsibility to work on this issue, solve this, and find out the gap between the people's, their adaptation policy and their capacity, their requirements, and the industry, how it is moving. So the research can contribute lots in this field. And academia also should focus on the fintech or digital economy issue and incorporate in the curriculum, because this is not only just the economy, but the whole the digitalization process, everything will become digitalized. So our curriculum should be adjusted in this regard. And academia need to make a strong linkage with and collaboration with industry. Now industry is looking for different criteria, and their demand changing very fast. If our academia is not linked with the industry, then we actually lose in the market share. It is also considered that this university is good because their graduate get the job in the, and this is also a criteria for university ranking, that how much percentage of our graduate get job instantly. So you need to work with the industry, understand the industry collaborations, industry requirement, industry demand, then design your curriculum very frequently and adjust the curriculum, improve it. And it is very difficult process, but it is continuous process, and we should take it very seriously. Otherwise, in futures, we'll become in big trouble. For example, why people come in my class? Whereas the one Harvard professor give the class in the EDX, and people can attend anywhere in his class. So the students will attend in a class from the professor of Harvard, and they fee very low fees, almost nothing, many cases free. Only for certificate they need to pay $50, and that is very cheaper than our class. So there is always differentiate in the local knowledge, but the industry will evaluate ultimately which graduate is better. Those who take the online course and take the certificate from there are more qualified than the local degree student, or local degree student is more qualified than the online degree student. The industry will decide, but when everything is digitalized, the time is precious, money is less, so people will move there ultimately. Our academia, our universities should understand this new business model, the demand of the time. If we cannot adjust with this, then we'll become obsolete. And this is the cases for the new digital era. And if we want to survive, we want to compete in the world university ranking, or if we want to get the student collaboration, we should change our model. We should change our delivery process, our curriculum, our content, assessment criteria, because we need to make our students, our graduate fit in the industry. Then students should learn how to utilize fintechs for their personal financing as well as job or consultancy. So if you want to make suppose if you want to work in a insurance company, so you need to know how to deal with the digital issue. Or if you want to work in the bank, you need to know how to deal the digital banking. So even the university don't teach it because it's not adapted with the system. You should learn it from the online. And if you try, you can learn it. It's not something too difficult. Okay. And a student should learn to develop a startup or gain some skills to serve or adapt to future technology world. So one day after 1 year, you cannot say, I don't know Microsoft Word, I don't know Excel, I don't know big data analysis. That is not an excuse. You say our curriculum, there is no big data analysis. That is not an excuse. If you want to survive, you want a good job, you want promotion, you want to fit in the job market, you need to learn. There's no other option. After 2, 3, 5 years, if you say I am not familiar with big data, nobody will hire you. It's very simple. It's not you are from the finance or marketing or management. This is the fact. Learn it, involve it, train, take some trainer from the other sources. Don't just rely on the academic source, because the world is changing. Academy will take time to change. But if you want to be proactive, you want to move faster, you need to learn wherever you can get it. And for the business should focus on the customer satisfaction. Now our existing business, then they are facing lots of problems. Even the online businesses, they are not able to build the trust and loyalty. So be careful about on this issue. Business should be here for the long run, and when it is digitalization, it is forever. It's not just for the COVID time. We just shift from our physical business to the online business, and after COVID over, we'll go back our online business. So by anyhow, just develop a platform for 1 year and let's survive. This is not the case anymore. If you think the business will go in this way, that we just make a side website that will help us to run in the COVID-19, that is a big mistake. Now it's time to think, develop it completely in online, because the digitalization process already started. People already started digitalization. They continuously stay in the social media. They do all of their business and shopping and trading in online. So their behavior already changed. If you think they will come again in your physical shop, that is not a good decision. Rather you improve it. People will come in your shop fine, but not that level as before the COVID-19. Because in the process, people already changed their behavior and pattern, and their process of their thinking, knowledge, everything already changed. So you also need to change in this direction. And business also need to adapt with the fintech system for their regular transaction. Even if you see all of this, even the small business, they also now give the credit card system. Previously, credit card need a big line connection, is very expensive, but now it's very easy. It's a Wi-Fi. So everywhere is online. If your Wi-Fi is not available everywhere, and it's not that level of infrastructure problem. Now is even if you are in very remote area, it's also available. This technology is already available. So connect with the internet, connect with the credit card system. Even now, people don't use credit card, they will use the other cards, e-wallet, online fund, so you can use from there. And many business consider different types of e-wallet. So it's not only just credit card, you can use the card, different card. So business need to adapt with this. And despite the increasing speed of digital innovation, business should invest in education, technology, infrastructure development, and live programming to fully reap the benefit of digital economy. You, the staff, need to know the new technology. You also need to involve in the R&D, in the research and development on digital issues. Learn how to run your business better way. Learn how which software is better, effective, and efficient, and less expensive. Otherwise, you cannot survive. Then industries also should focus R&D matter and or collaborate with big platform, because R&D is very expensive. If you want to develop everything by yourself, that is very expensive. Rather than you take this specialized service from the other service provider, third party, and also try to merge with a big platform, collaborate with them. Otherwise, it's very difficult to survive, because the big platform, big organizations are those who are already established in the market, established business. They are giant, and competing with them is not possible. So try to collaborate in a way. And a startup needs to align with different association and be careful about the copyright and legal protection. That's already mentions your product, your idea, your innovation. You need to protect it. And legal protections and copyright is not enough to protect your idea. because idea is open, everyone can see it and anybody can copy it anytime. So be careful about this issue. And you should be careful about fraud, online data security, and cyber security, because everything is here online. Machine is machine. You cannot catch them as a physical, like a human. You can catch your friend, you can catch the shopkeeper, but you cannot catch the online machine. Be careful about the data security. This will become a big threat in future. And the policymaker should develop the strong policy and monitoring agency to control all sort of fraud and corruption and ensure a strong cyber security in the country as well as cyber security law. So they should have their own cyber security efficient team who can help the people. And government should open the door of public-private partnership between the government, international bodies, and existing professionals, associations to increase more networking and collaborative digital platform. And government also nursing the startup and promote them, give them financial support, technological support. Otherwise, startup cannot survive. That's why 90% cases startup fail, new business fail because they cannot survive. They need lots of support. And finally, this is the big burden for the government and big challenge for the government, because the political government, they depends on the vote and depends on human. But in the digitalization process, this complete online. So if you cannot accommodate the labor properly, if you cannot give them job properly, that will be a big mess. Unemployment, nobody like unemployment. The hungry peoples are the angry peoples. So peoples have no income, they will not allow you to stay in the position. That's the case in all over the world, not any particular country or any political group. It's fit for everywhere. So be careful. Government should be very careful and proactive how to manage these people, how to give them job, because here in the online, every job is relevant to the other outsourcing job. And here, because nobody produces everything, so everything is outsourcing. So government need to gather information, develop adequate proposals, how to protect the workers' right, how to ensure the adequate payments, and how to ensure the basic rights. Otherwise, there will be big chaos. And in conclusion, we miss the industrial revolution. Industrial revolution, when we fail to attend in the industrial revolutions, we suffer loss. We are now in the developing world. So it shouldn't be happen again. In this digital economy, we should not miss this trend. We must involve in this trend. We must to catch the trend. The digital economy is here, and as quick as possible, we should adapt it. Everyone, every citizen, every people should aware about this issue and try their best to catch it. Otherwise, we cannot compete with the developed nation, and we cannot become a developed. So if we miss this trend, if we fall lagging behind, then we will be lagging behind forever and we cannot survive. So it will be our only way to become survive in this new world. Post-COVID-19 is not the economic challenge, it's the challenge of technological challenge, it's the digitalization challenge, how we become more digitalized. We are suffering loss, that's fine, but we need to know how we can overcome this and how we can involve it, especially the student, next generation. Your job, your future depends on it. So be careful on this issue. And final remark is, we are the human, and now we are dealing with the machine, the technology. Everything is digit, 0 or 1. 0 and 1 is not emotional. They have no life. They are machine. So the digital era don't make you machine. You should be human. you should be emotional. You should know what is love, what is caring, what is the sharing, and what is helping the other people. That's why we are human. But we shouldn't miss this train. But we also shouldn't miss our emotion, our humanistic characteristic. We should merge both of them together and deal the issue properly. That's all. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your patience. And I hope you have lots of questions. Nice
It's
questions.
very nice. Thank you very much for Professor Mahmoud. Actually, we have 6 questions already, and I would like to stop you by about 20 minutes ago, but I really enjoyed the material, and hopefully you handle for the 6 question from our student. And let me introduce the Vice President of International Class Program, Miss Dian. Yeah, okay. Yeah, actually we call Ma'am Dian, and we go to the question and answer session. Okay, Ma'am Dian. Yeah. Yeah. Question number 1, how can small business get customer and be able to survive even though they are surrounded by many big brands that already have customer? This questions came from Bisma. First, Bisma, could you open your cam and show your voice to the speaker?
Okay, thank you. This is a very tricky question. Huh? How can we survive? Then we already survived last 2 years. That's another big question. How can we survive last 2 years? That's never happened. Eh? Before 2 years, if we say you, can you survive 2 years in your home alone? It's like a jail. We are in a big jail. Huh? In the jail, we provide the food, but you have no freedom. Now, in the last 2 years, we stay in the home as a caveman. We survived. Our business people also survived. Huh? The way we can survive here is your own technique. Everyone has their own strategy. Everyone has their own plan. Look who is your loyal customer. Build the loyal customer. Start with your local customer, local community. Solve the problem of the community. If you can solve the problem, people are ready to pay you. It is very difficult to bring other people money from their pocket to your pocket. It's not an easy job, but many people do it. All the businessmen do it. They come and they talk with you, and end of the day, you're very happy to give your money to him. It's not an easy job. And that's why you need to be innovative, know how to catch the customer, how to attract them, how to build the loyalty. Loyalty building program, learn this issue and start to solve a problem. People don't give you money, it's not an easy job, but people will give you money if you solve their problem. Suppose I will not give you any money in my home if you come, but you come. If I fail the electricity problem, there's a power cut, then I will able to pay any money you demand to fix my cable, because this is an emergency. I need this service. So if you give a service that solve a problem, then you can make money, or you can survive. You can do a business. Otherwise, if you just do the normal issues, that the normal model that we do, okay, I will do it, then you cannot survive here. You need to make a good base of customer, loyal customer. Suppose in the food panda or the online delivery or the home delivery food, how they survive? It's an innovative way. They give a approach that can solve your problem. So in the startup, I mentioned startup is very difficult to survive. In the startup, to survive, you need, before you start, you need a good plan, planning your financial planning, your survival planning. You need financing for 3, 4, 5 years until you reach the break even. So who will finance you 3, 4, 5 years? And initial investment is big, huge amount, because initial infrastructure development, online software development, or online website development, or marketing is huge cost. So make a plan. Take who give this training. Training is important. Who give the same likes of training? Government give the training, or other agency give the training. Learn from online. Watch YouTube's, lots of videos are there. Learn from there. Lots of blogs are there. Learn from there. See what is the idea people already established in the online, and you can generate same idea, or you can copy the idea, or you can revise the idea and start a new startup, and then make all the plan properly, then make join with any associations or government or any other organization body who can protect your idea. Otherwise, it's very difficult.
Okay. Thank you, Prof. Mahmoud. Bisma, have you here? Are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes, Bisma is my student, Prof. Mahmoud. He lives in Bali. Hope you can visit Bali again after this pandemic. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Bisma, for the question. So, the shortly is we already survived. Yeah, and then the conclusion for your question is about the make the financial planning. Okay.
In case of the Bali, suppose they are in the tourism place, so their business is for the tourists, targeting for the tourists.
Yeah.
But last 2 years there's no tourist, and that's the only way they survive is if they serve within community. So if you derive your business instead of serving the tourist, if you serve the community, then community is there. Community cannot go anywhere. So if community is there, if you give them service, your business can run. Okay, but now this is the answer from the 2 years ago. But now the tourism is going to open. So take plan how you can attract more tourists, because today or tomorrow, after 2 months or after 3 months, the tourism will come. Tourists will come, tourism will open. So if you still target planning the tourism, find out some innovative way. Look at their demand, look at the behavior of the new tourists, what they want. After staying 2 years in the home, what people want. Okay, design in this way.
Okay, thank you. Let me next to the question number 2. Is the use of fintech really very safe because it already exists cyber security? Because I see currently very fast technology progress, also making technological crimes are also very large. What is an effective way to avoid the technology crimes such as piracy and others? This question is coming from my student, Nur. Nur is my student in subject in risk management classes. Hello, Nur. Could you show your face?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, thank you for the question. So it's relevant to the risks. How you can reduce the risks that I mentioned several times. Your copyright law or your piracy law or cyber security law cannot ensure your protection. Even those blockchain technology, they said we are very safe, but still we saw that they are not safe. People hijacked their blockchain or bitcoins. So the end of the day, this is machine, it's not human, you cannot catch it. So be careful about your way. How can you protect your data? How can you protect your idea? You should be very innovative. So it's up to you. Use your best. Take all the precaution. First, you take the copyright. First, you take the your copyright or the legal action or government support or the local group. You ensure that the hijacker or any crime group, scam group cannot hack your website or your software. So that's the very basic thing. And even still, you also need to keep the backup and try your best. Look what the other platform doing, how they ensure it, because this is a risk. Like the COVID-19 is a risk. We risk for our health. We try our best to avoid the healthcare, about the infection, but still people getting infected and people also getting killed. So this is the way, and we cannot avoid it. It will be there. Like COVID-19 is here last 2 years, and it may continue in our lifetime. The virus will not eliminate continuously forever, if Allah wish. But it will be here, and so now we know how to adapt to the COVID-19. What the precaution we should take? How can we survive in this case? Same, this problem, security, cyber crime problem will be there. The more digital economy will emerge, the more crime also emerge, and there are more protection also emerge, and more law and security also emerge. So you take your best to take care of this.
Okay, thank you. Next for the question number 3, how you manage financial when pandemic? From Maria.
When pandemic, how manage financial when pandemic means after pandemic time, how you manage your financial wealth. Okay, whatever, I mean, you means how you invest, or how you, if you manage your investment, if you talk about your investment, personal investment, that's the idea I already gave you. Invest which sector was bad perform in last 2 years, because they did bad performance due to COVID-19. So now COVID-19 is going to over. So what will happen? This bad sector will do good again. So you should find out that sector. So that will be emerge again. So look at them, who will come back or revive quickly. Suppose energy sector will revive quickly. Now the transportation will revive quickly. International tourism will revive quickly. So look at this. Suppose it's a very simple example. The hotel business. Those who run the hotel business in last many years, in last 2 years, they collapse everything. Their hotel already collapsed. Maintenance collapsed. No staff. They financially they are in highly risky position. Big loss. You are not in that loss. If you start a hotel business, suppose in the tourist place, if you start a new hotel, that is more easy than rebuild the old business. You get the point? Look at the point. Look at the opportunity. The old business already in mess up, and they cannot erase it forever, and they cannot revive it as easy as building a new one. Suppose you build a new business, and another guy already have old business. His old business is already mess, and he cannot remove it. And if you want to build it, this is more difficult than you build a new one. So that's the way you think, where you build your financial structure. Suppose if you want to invest in the real estate, this is a good time. Look the auction market, all the financial assets are there. If you real estate asset, many real estate assets are underpriced now. If you invest there, you can do better. But again, which real estate? There are several types of real estate. Which one? It should be, it is shopping mall or not, it is apartment or not, it is factory or not, it is the restaurant place or not, is the office place or not. Look, use your brain, think in this local area, what is the demand, what will come in future. Look in that direction. And another issue is you can search in the online, read the online document, read the article. What happened after the SARS? What happened after the MERS? What happened after the previous pandemic? Previous pandemic over. After previous pandemic over, what happened? Which sector emerged? If you want to make money, you want to study, because money don't come easily. And if you think anybody give you the suggestion how to make money, he already do it. Why he give you this suggestion? So find out your own tricks. And luck also matter. Money follow the luck, and luck you need to develop by yourself. You're struggling, you're hardworking, then God will give you. Okay, next question. What if decision for saving our money with investment is being great?
Yeah, this question is coming from Yasi. Yasi is my student from banking class. Hello, Yasi.
Hello, ma'am.
Okay, thank you for your question. Let Prof. Mahmoud trying to answer.
If decision for saving our money with investment is being great, I actually don't get the point. That means how you save money. If you invest big amount already, you make a loss like this. Okay, or how you save money. Okay, or you want to do a big investment, how you save money for a big investment. Okay, one thing is, everyone, all the great people, now a trillionaire, billionaire, they actually don't get it from their father or by inheritance. They start business from the very beginning, from 1 ringgit, from 1 cent. You get the point? You need to start saving, and saving will not grow your money. Business will grow your money. Your entrepreneurs will grow your money. Think how you make a business. Which business is suitable? What is the idea? How you invest the idea, and money will come through entrepreneurship, through idea, through solving the problem. It's not the savings. If you put the saving in the bank, your money will not grow, never ever. Engage in business, and diversify is most important thing to reduce the risks. Don't engage every money in one place. Engage in different projects. So as a new saver, just save for a small business, and then you can grow it over the time. And whenever you grow more business, then you can set up it. But one thing must remember, business is not capital, business is not money, business is idea. Business is idea. Idea price is $1 billion. All the billionaire based on idea, not the money, not the capital. Capital is a minor issue. If you have a great idea, you bring money from here and there. There are many people are ready to invest. Generate good idea. Good idea doesn't come from one day. Good idea doesn't come from bookish idea. You and all the classmates read the same book, attend the same class. How can you expect you beat them with the idea? No, you need to study hard, need to do something extra. Go outside, read other documents. Don't watch just YouTube, serial movie or channels. Listen the entrepreneur's view. See innovative idea. Search in the online from how people solve different problems. Look at your social problem. Very important things. Look around you. Look the people's problem. How they're suffering. What is their suffering? And then you'll find how to solve their suffering. Finding the problem. If anyone doing PhD, you will understand that finding the problem is the half of your whole PhD program. You need to find out the problem. If you go a medical doctor, suppose you are sick, you go a doctor, and doctor spend half of his time to assess what is the problem. If doctor get the point that this is your problem, he give just one medicine and you will get cured, no problem. But finding the exact problem is the issue. A good doctor never give you 10 medicine. If the doctor give you 10 medicine, meaning the doctor don't know what is the problem. So he give many medicine to cover many problem. He don't know exactly which problem. So anyone will work. Or he give lots of diagnostic tests to check what is the problem. So find out the problem of the society. It's very easy for social scientists. You people go outside and see the problem. Many cases we actually see the problem and we never think this is a problem at all. Look at your problem, look at social problem, go around, move the people, go outside of the AC room, then you will see what are the problem of the people. If you find out the problem of the people, then you can get a solution. It's very easy. You go in the online, what is the solution of this problem? Then you will find the solution. Establish the solution as institutional form, then that is a big business and that will grow. So find the problem. How to solve the social problem, how to solve the people's problem. If you find a good problem, then you will buy a big business, you'll do a big business. But we are don't bothering others' problem, we are bothering my own problem. My own problem is my internet is not working. That's the big problem. Huh? So this is the problem. We are thinking that's actually not a problem at all. Go and find out a real problem. If you find a good real problem, you can solve it. You'll make money. You will help other people, and God will help you. That's the way God did. Huh? God said, if the prophet, peace be upon him, mentioned that if anybody solve his brother's problem, then God will solve his problem. Think the other's problem. Find out how you solve the problem. Then you can make money. Huh? Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Next, for the number 5, what do you think about financial marketing in our current situation? This question coming from my student Iman. She lives in Yogyakarta. Hello, Iman.
Hello, ma'am. Actually, I live in Jakarta.
Oh, not in yet, not in Yogyakarta.
Aurelia, ma'am, in
Oh,
Jakarta.
Aurelia. So sorry. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for the question that how do you think about financial market in our current situation? Our financial market is very volatile. In the current, all the current market is underground almost. It is bearish market. Bearish market means it's already recession. So if you want to invest, you need to invest for the long term. Okay, and all the other things I already mentioned, which company is already go down, look at them. Look at the industry, which industry has chance to revive quickly, which industry will revive faster. Invest in that industry, and don't expect very quick return. Go for long-term investment, and there are some investment scope. That's which company will grow in future. Look at the company, their management, their team, their idea. I always just tell, idea is the boss. Idea will give you lots. See which management is talent, who are innovative, and if you invest them, their idea will bring them in far away. And those who are very good, established, saturated business, they actually give you just dividend. They will not grow. As a student, you should be careful. You should look which company will grow in future. Invest that company who have the diversified technological idea, who are in the leading in technology. Suppose in future is whole technology. Those who are in technology company, they will sustain, will survive, will do better. And look the technology. There are many types of technology. Look which technology company has strong potentiality to diversify and to survive. Invest there. Or if you set up your own business, set up it. Or you can do the real estate. Real estate is very saturated. It has a very less potential to grow, but it's give very high return because the inflation of real estate is very high. Real estate price increase very much. So the study of the financial institution, financial tools, which tools give you which types of return. Some tools is very stable, defensive. You also need this, like the COVID-19 case. Risks happen, any risks happen. If the risks happen, then these are the defensive company or defensive business, then you can survive. And some is the progressive and very aggressive one, highly risky. You also need a little portion in there because they give you huge amount of return, unthinkable return. If they fail, you fail, suppose 10% of your whole project. But if you succeed, this 10% high risky investment will give you 1000% return. That will accelerate your position. But don't take excessive risks. Risks is you can take the risk for the 10% of your whole asset portfolio. So know the portfolio diversification theory, very good. Don't just be bookish. Don't be bookish. Look the real life. Look the outside. Look the other people do, and don't be emotional with your money. Oh, my money gone, everything gone. No, money will go, and money will come. If you just see my stock is going down and faint and die, stock will return again. Don't worry. If you have a strong confidence, then why you buy this stock? If you know this stock will go again, this stock will return because I have confidence, my assessment is strong, I have a strong prediction. I'm not just guessing it or I dream it at night, but I know why I buy this stock. Just hold it. Wait, one day it will return back, and it will return back huge. Be confident on yourself and diversify. Don't just follow what the other people do. Most of the people make wrong decision, very emotional, public sentiment is very bad, without any reason. They just sell the stock and very emotional and make loss. Don't follow the people. Follow your brain, your confidence, your learning, your knowledge, your skill, yourself. Believe yourself. Don't need to believe the other people so that they're doing. Okay.
Okay, Iman, just follow your brain. Don't follow the people. Yeah. Okay, the last question is if you have one financial advice for young people, what would it be? From Aurelia. Aurelia?
Okay, for the young people, you are the energetic people. You are the risk taker. Uncle people cannot take the risk. This is the big point. as an uncle, suppose the age of 40s, they cannot take risks. Their risk-taking courage already over. You are the young people, energetic people, take the risks. If you fail, take another risk. If you fail, take another risk. And then you will succeed. If you get success, then nobody can stop it. You get the point? Don't hesitate to take the risks. Don't hesitate to start something new. Start it. Don't say, okay, how can I do it? When can I do it? Who will help me? What I'm not qualified. Forget this. Make a good plan. Planning is must. Make a good plan. Assess the success rate. Make 10, 15 projects. Assess the success rate. Decide it very cautiously. Take the feedback from the relevant good people who has expertise. Then start it. Start whatever you want to do. Start your dream as early as possible. Okay, and rely on God, because we do our best, but ultimate outcome depends on God. So do whatever you like and rely on God. So tawakkul to God, rely on God, then God will give you success.
Yeah. Yes, okay. Thank you very much to Professor Mahmoud and all of the participants there, and also for the questions. That is a very interesting discussion and very good for us to learn something new today. Let me to conclude our discussion that I gathered the three main points. First is we learned about the financial market environment post the COVID-19, and we learned actually from the introduction, what is finance? Finance is the science and art of managing money, right? And then finance is for everyone, not only for the student, not only for the academics, not only for the economics people, but for the student, for the people. And the second thing is how to make the plan in business, because in the material, we show how the startup company and then how the fintech, the growing up in Malaysia, in Singapore, and also in Indonesia, right? And then in the last session, we had the question and answer session. We had 6 questions and already answered by the Professor Mahmoud. Thank you very much. And actually time is over, but let me give the time for the Siti, Hello Siti, for the Master of Ceremony, and let Miss Dian to give the closing speech.
Okay, thank you, Ma'am Wahyuni. And thank you for Professor Mahmoud for the insightful answering. And to all participants, I hope all the answers are clear. And next, the session of giving a certificate from Trisakti University to Professor Mahmoud.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Prof, good afternoon. This is very interesting session, and I hope all of our students got a lot of knowledge from the master, from Prof. Mahmoud, that is very expert in this field. And at the end of this session, on behalf of the International Class Program, Universitas Trisakti, I present this certificate as a token of our appreciation for your willingness to be a guest lecturer.
Thank you, Prof. It's a great honor.
And I hope that, and we hope that this collaboration will not stop here, but will continue with other activities as well. Thank you, Prof. I hope that we are going to see you again. And I think that is the end of the session, yeah, Ma'am Wahyuni. So I'm going to screen back to the city.
Okay, thank you, Ma'am Dian, for the closing statement. And guys, before the class is over, let us take a picture by Gloria. Please, to all participants, turn on your camera. Gloria, can you help me?
Yes.
Okay.
So we will take a picture in 3, For all the participants, please turn on the camera. Okay, we will take the picture. There are 2 slides here, and this is the first slide. In 3, 2, 1, keep smiling. And this one, another one. The second window. In 3, 2, 1, smile, guys. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Gloria.
Thank you, everybody, for your patience. And I hope
Okay.
for success here in healthcare. May Allah make it easy and good health. Inshallah. See you again. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullah. Thank you, Prof.
Thank you, Prof.
Okay, dear ladies and gentlemen, we are at the end of the class and our time is over. We want to say thank you to our guest lecturer today and all participants who has joined this class. I'm Siti Adila. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.